Hi everyone, hope you are having a good day. So last week I launched Retro UI Pro. Basically comes with all these pre-made blocks based on neo-brutalism design system. I'll show you what I mean. It's a feature section. So this is another one. You get the whole vibe, right? Now these blocks can only be accessed by premium users. By that I mean people who pay for the product. So I needed an authentication strategy, right? The one I went for is Magic Link. So the way it works is you give it your email, send Magic Link, and this is gonna send a verification link to your email. And you can see I received the email. It gives you a welcome message, but here you can see the link to sign in. So if you just visit this, it's gonna automatically verify you, and now you can see I'm authenticated, and I can go to the blogs. Now I can access the code. In this video, I'll share how I build this whole auth flow. Hopefully it will help you if you are trying to build something similar. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so I made this diagram to explain the whole system. But before we go deeper, I want to share something first. The demo I showed you earlier, you can see it's only for signing in. Technically, there is no direct sign up option. And here, if you just try to give a random email that is not signed up, it's gonna give you an error that account doesn't exist, right? To create an actual new account, you have to buy the product first. So if you go to access now, it's gonna show you the pricing, and if you click on get access, and it's gonna take you to Stripe. Now let's get back to the diagram. So once the user completes the Stripe checkout, Stripe is gonna send a notification to Retro UI with some key information like the email, so we know which user subscribed to the product. This is done through Stripe webhooks. We'll talk more about that later. Now, once Retro UI gets a notification that someone created a user, it does two things. First, it creates a new user and saves it in the database. Next, it creates a verification link through JWT and sends it to Resend. Resend is an email client that lets you send emails to your users. There's a bunch of other ones like Loops, AWS, MailerGun, right? And then Resend basically takes this verification link and emails it to the user, which you can see an example here where Resend sent us the verification link. Now, if you inspect this link, you can see the verification link pro.retroui.dev/token. This is the token we created. So when users visit this link, it sends a request to Retro UI, and inside Retro UI you can verify if the token is valid or not. If the token is valid, authenticates the user. If it's invalid, sends a failed request. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now let me show you the code base. Now for Retro UI, the backend is written in Hono and the front end is in React. So it will help if you know some TypeScript, but if not, the fundamental should be same for any code base. So I have an API here called checkout, and this is where I have the code for Stripe webhook. You can see the post route here /Stripe-webhook, and if I show you my Stripe dashboard, here you can see I have added this API route here. So whenever something eventful happens, Stripe sends a webhook request. So first there are some verification steps. After that you can check the event type. For us, we are looking for checkout complete. That's when you know user paid for the product. Now Stripe gives you a bunch of data to work with. The one we are looking here is the customer email. If the request has customer email, it creates a new user, which basically inserts a new user in the DB, which is this part. The next part is sending users the email, right? So they just send welcome email. Here first we are generating this magic link, and this is a pretty simple function. If you have worked with JWT before, it might look very similar, where we are just creating a JWT token with the provided email. Then we are just creating this verification URL. So that's how you get that retroui.dev/authverify question token equals the token value. And once we have the magic link, we are just using Resend API, send users this email. And that's exactly what you saw earlier. Hopefully this explained how all this part worked. Now let's see what happens when users actually visit the email. Going back to the code base, open up client. I have a route for auth verify.tsx. So this is the page responsible for verifying the token. If you notice this auth URL, you can see the token is sent as a URL parameter. So first, that's what actually we are getting here from the URL, the auth token. And then I'm calling the backend function and sending it the token. If you open this up, you can see the backend verify function. So first we are getting this token from the input and checking if the token exists or not. And if it exists, we are calling this verify magic link. So first we are decoding this token using the JWT's verify function, and then checking if the decoded version has the email field or not. If not, just throws an error. And if it does, then we are doing a query in the database to see if this user exists or not. If it doesn't exist, we are throwing an error. And if it does exist, we are creating a new auth token for the user and sending that to the front end. We are just saving that in local storage and navigating the home page. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully this explains the whole sign up process. For signing in, it's even simpler. I have this sign in page, and here we have this email input. So users can type their email basically, and when they submit the form, it calls this sign in mutation. Here I am calling this sign in function from the backend. First thing it's doing is checking the email, if the email exists or not. If it doesn't, then it gives the error. If the user does exist, then it just sends a welcome email. I should probably create a separate email for this. Right now I'm just like using this. And after the email is sent, it just sends a success response. So when the request is succeed, it just navigates to a magic link sent page. And this basically says, hey, we sent you an email. Do check your email. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys learned something. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or shoot me a DM at Twitter. And yeah, that's all for this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.